Welcome to our Black History celebrations. Amongst African communities around the world, and bringing people together from different multicultural backgrounds under one roof to celebrate a story.
And I'm just asking for people to understand that you need to start with the history. So you can go back 20,000 years to start seeing your role for the next 40,000. We need to define our future. We need to modernize our culture. But we can only do that, as you said, if the institutions are ours to control. That's why we need to say, if it's our culture, we dictate what the education system is, we dictate what the language is, we dictate what history we study, and we dictate our future. So the most important thing about looking backwards is to help us shape the future going forward.
At the age of 21, I became the youngest governor of a school in Britain because I saw the school system did not teach us what we needed to know, did not teach us about our heritage and our culture. And to me, I understood the only way you can make that change is from putting yourself in a position of influence. Put yourself in a position where you can talk and be listened to. Becoming a governor, it made sense. Become the chair of personnel. You can make choices about who can and cannot come into the school. And that's what I did. I looked at the school setting and saw there were lots of young black children there, and there was no representation across the board of the teachers reflecting that.
What is Black History Month to me? It's about the recognition of what one brother did to another, rewriting the real history of the world, celebrating the birth of humanity and the minds of cultures. One world, one people, many cultures.
Understand culture in Africa and then also make Africans big part of their culture. In relation to Black history, to me, when people talk about Black History Month, it's not about fighting racial wars, but it's about removing just the mental slavery in certain people.
That's my challenge to you. Enough of all this, so we shall overcome. That's old history. We suffered, fine. We were cheated, true. But then what?
In the Midlands, educated in a grammar school. One of the things someone asked earlier is, what about if you're born in this country, as I were, and are trying to find out about your culture, heritage, and history? Now, that intrigue made me realise that I have to do my own fact-finding. Okay, so relying on your parents can only go up to a certain stage. Once you look in the mirror, you see that you're obviously of colour. Obviously, your parents can only do so much, tell you what village you came from, etc., etc. But the rest is obviously down to you. Now, today, we see many individuals going to the commemorative exhibition.
Welcome you all to Parliament, and you obviously background. I wasn't born in this country, I came here as a young child. These are all people who had worked incredibly hard, started with very little, worked incredibly hard, and built themselves successful lives in this country. And what they were really proud of was their heritage. I mean, you talked about the fact that you are really proud to have your Nigerian heritage. But what they were also proud about was the fact that they were British, and they were integrated, and their kids were doing well at school, and their view was that, if their kids worked hard, they could achieve just about anything in this country. And that is a message that I think we need to take across to all communities across the country. I mean, Black History Month is absolutely a celebration. It's a celebration of history, but it's also a celebration of the success of people from communities who came here 30, 40 years ago and have built
This is her world. Her skies are not blue. All you see is a black smog. Weary eyes behind the dark fog. She can't see where she's going. Cold shoulders breaking off. As our kitchens are heating up. As she gets empty, she stops filling us.
And I remember a quote by Bernard Shaw. It said, the people who move on in life look for the opportunity they want. If they can't find it, they create them. The essence of my story is that human beings are incredible people. If I can make it, anybody can make it. We can turn pain into something. We can turn nothing into something, and we can turn our adversity to success. So it means that anybody can be successful.
Into the world. I think one of the biggest missing link as people of color is we do not hold to heart what Africa stands for. We do not hold to heart what we as a people stand for. Because if we understand it and go back in history, you can understand and see and feel the stories of what Africa has to offer to the world. It has always been there. From colonization, Africa's always been the area that the empire was built and supported from. From its taxes, from its plantations, the history's there. The reason I say this is the biggest missing middle in our societies is our self-belief. It starts from our parents, then it moves down to our children. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. You have a lot of very strong, smart, intelligent people, but the more we sit back and talk about our societies, talk about our history, there will be no history if we do not prosper. There can be no history if we do not grow the next generation of people of color. There will be no history if all of us do not put ourselves together in remembering the past so we can redesign the future of generations to come. My story is simple. Africa and being black is being able to show me the opportunities of life.
Black History Month is going back to our roots, finding out the genesis, where it all began, before we move to the exodus of trying to tell our youth what Black History Month is all about. There are names that we cannot leave out. Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Steve Biko, Nelson Mandela. But for me, that last name, Nelson Mandela, means Black History Month to me.
Good afternoon, you're watching Zimlink TV. You're here with your host Nasilele, and we have just finished watching some speeches at the House of Parliament in aid of Black History Month.
Can you please tell me, why did you come here today?
I came here because I think Black History Month is a really crucial and important thing, not only for now, but for the future, and it shouldn't just be just 1 month.
The event was really good, it's very constructive, it was very positive to see a lot of positive people trying to generate some positive energy. History Month should be about learning, should be an opportunity to teach, it should be an opportunity for people to learn more. So in other words, people should come to a Black History event knowing more Black history than before they came into the event.
Can only grow from here, and today was really, really good. and a lot of information was passed on. A lot of great people was met today. So all in all, I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Retained. Obviously, the other key speakers spoke eloquently about their own intakes on Black History Month. I myself had my input, but overall, it was actually a fantastic event. The message out there to all is teach your children their history.
With that, we have more idea what Black history or what our background is all about as individual. We don't need to wait for the Western people to teach us. Let's make our move, do our own part. You understand what I'm saying?
An understanding and an insight into our history. The section that was done on that was really great, and the kind of energy in the room, really with the people, that did more to me. That was excellent.
Enjoyed myself this morning. I learnt new things. I was very enthused by the attitude of some of the speakers who were here today, who were talking about the empowerment of Africans generally, the African community in the UK, and the role that the community plays in the development of Africa.
So that's from me, Tony Tukumba Fernandez, Black History Celebration here at the UK House of Parliament. Join us same time. Take care and God bless.